process of doing some softbound books. I call them softbound, and I also call them perfect binds, but they're not perfect binds, and they're nearer to a softbound book. But I got a little bit tired of doing that because I'm doing a video of it, and I'm trying something new because I get a little bit fed up in between things. It takes ages for me to do a video, and what this is, it's half of a clamshell box, and what I'm doing is I've done half of a clamshell box, and I've just put an e-book in. It's not any particular book, it's just a book that I had, and just to keep my fingers in. I haven't done one of these for a long time, and the book is just a notebook, and I put the ribbon on the inside of the book to keep it out of the way, and it is just a notebook, and it's the 4th notebook I produced in Word, so it's quite an elderly one, and it hasn't got anything spectacular about it, but if anybody is interested in how you make a clamshell box, I know there's quite a lot out on clamshell boxes, but I make a clamshell box on this table, so I haven't got any special equipment. I don't use any special equipment. The only thing I do is take a long time to show you what I do, and I can't help that because I'm old. But if anybody is interested, I will show you. And this is the first half. I've got to do the back, and then it will go together, and then the book will put the book in like that, and then the other book goes over. It becomes a book in its own right, and it fits quite tightly, and I'll show you how to do that on a desktop. And this is a desktop. My desktop's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, but I think I'm making more room, and I'm not. I'm getting less and less and less. But this is from an idea of Sage Reynolds. The only thing that changes when you see me and you see Sage Reynolds is he's fantastic. But I do use very few tools. I haven't got many tools, so I don't use what I haven't got, and I'm pretty sure that most people can make one of these. Anyway, I'll stop there. And if anybody wants to know how to make that, I will show them if they're interested. Well, I've been messing about. I'm actually in the middle of doing a video about softbound books, which are, I call them softbound books because they're in between softbound books and perfectly bound books, but I'm not too impressed with perfect binds, so it's a thing I've put together myself, and halfway through it I got a bit fed up of doing it because it seems it's getting a bit lengthy, and I'm hoping it goes down well, but I'm not sure. But in between that, I started looking at clamshell boxes, and I've only done a couple of clamshell boxes. I've done small ones and I've done a couple of large ones, but this is my most recent one, and it's done in a paper bookram. It's the cheapest form of bookram. It's not actually bookram because bookram's material, but the outer cover is this cheap bookram which I get from Ratsford's in Chester, and the paper inside that I've covered it with is done in it's just ordinary coloured paper, this kind of stuff, which is, I've done it in yellow. I've got several sheets. I've done it in yellow, and I just put it around the book, and I just made one just for fun, and I just wondered if anybody would like to like to make on themselves. It's quite easy to make, and the Americans call them clamshell boxes. And I've been looking through books in Britain, and we tend to call it a simple box. It's just called a simple box. I can't find anything more on it than that. And it's just for housing a book that you need a bit of protection for. And this is one of my own efforts books, nothing special. And I've made it now anyway. I was going to make a film on it, but I'm not going to make a video on it in case there's nobody actually interested. But of all the cases that I've made, that I've seen that are this kind of box, there's only one person that makes it with this ridge in the middle, this yellow piece, which is you can see it's standing proud of the actual box itself, is Sage Reynolds. And I've got a lot of time for Sage Reynolds, and a lot of my ideas come from him, so if you see my work, it's Sage Reynolds. But I make mine, the only difference between me and him is he does it a lot better, and the other thing is that I do it on this table. I don't have any special equipment or anything like that. I haven't got any special cutting tools or anything. I've just got the average stuff that you can buy in the shop or from Amazon, and you can get this from anywhere. So I didn't take a lot of time making this at all. It's quite simple, really. It's just 2 3/4 boxes with 3 sides on and a base, 2 of them, one fits inside the other, and then a normal thing at the bottom where you'd make how you'd make a book cover. So it's really quite simple to make, and I'm thinking about making a video for the web if anybody's interested. But I read a little thing on the web, and it said to make one of these boxes costs $1 million, and I thought that was rather funny. And then it said, but to make $1 million costs nothing. I thought that was rather good. Anyway, I thought it was rather good. Yeah, to make one takes you a long time, but to make $1 million, no time at all. So, and they are quite simple to do. They are a simple box. But they call the Clamshell Box if anybody's interested in America. I like the Americans' ideology better than ours. A simple box. I mean, I've made simple boxes and it's nothing like this. It's just a simple box with a lid on. I wouldn't class this as actually simple. There are easier boxes to make than this, and I've got other videos out on the web which actually show you. But this is not hard to make. I promise you, it isn't a difficult thing to make. And I've made it for this book, and the books are wrong, absolutely the wrong colour. I do everything wrong, but I just make things because it takes me fancy, and I just made this one. So if anybody's actually interested, I'll show you how to make one. And there's nothing too technical about this at all, really. So, and it's just a box to protect the book. Anyway, I'll stop there, and I will make one if somebody asks me, but I won't make it unless they do, because it's a lot of effort for me to make a video, not for other people, younger people, but it's a lot of effort for me to make one if nobody's interested. Okay, I'll stop there anyway.